Sophia, get out. His teeth were gritted, while his hands were pointed toward the door. They stole a cry at the woman, who could model for the cover of magazine. She was gorgeous, with her leather chains, clad legs, and dyed leather jacket. Her black hair, with pin, fell down to her back, her black starred eyes, and they were tears beaming down. They saw the heart and loath in those eyes, and his guilt were increased. Sophia threw a dreary glare, and they, before running away out of the room, they had ruined everything. Maybe Jungguk and that girl were happy together. But he was thrown upon his shoulder. They glared at Jungguk, who was staring at him. It wasn't like that. It was just a wrong timing. I swear we were. It's alright. You don't need to explain, Jungguk. They gave him a smile. Thank God that tears were not falling down his cheeks. I do, he foamed, and walked toward Tay, capsing his hand in his. He walked toward the couch. They sat down there silently waiting for him, the lies that he was going to feed him. I don't care about her. She is just the daughter of my business partner, and we have known each other for 5 years. He explained, and they looked at him, while Whistle nodded. You didn't tell me about her, they said. Yes, he said there was no one that I should worry about. And now look, I ruined everything. She clearly liked you. And I can look at her in his eyes. Due to guilt, the slam, a tear were rolling down his cheeks. He clenched his jaw and glared at them. I'm saying that she's no one, okay? What is so difficult that you don't understand? He stood up and walked toward the window. You look cozy with her. It was clearly not nothing. They spat out. Cozy. I was just trying to pay her hands off me. They please don't make a fuss out of it. He was annoyed and angry. When it wasn't their fault, he should apologize, but they would start being so difficult. I don't want to be in a relationship. You can do whatever you want with him. God, please, you're getting on my last nerve. I told you, there is nothing going on. Ringing the cell phone stopped him. He huffed out of anger and picked up the phone. I stayed there. Was he telling the truth? Yes, Mom. What? Is everything alright? Then why? No, he's here with me. Okay, we'll be there in a few. He hanged up on her. We need to go to Mom's. He told they stirred his tie. Why? Is everything okay? He asked. I don't know. We will. Please come. He said, and they signed and walked out with him. The issue remained unsolved. Out of the elevator, Jungguk encircled his arm around their waist. They jumped and looked at him, but he was staring ahead and clenched jaw. He was still mad. They huffed and grabbed his hand and tried to pay it off for his waist. His grip only tightened, and he pulled against his side. Stop fighting me before I throw you over my shoulder, he grumbled. They glared at him, but let him do whatever he pleased. Why were you in the office? Jungguk asked, and taking a turn with the unfamiliar street. They clenched his jaw and rolled his eyes at him. Sorry if I disturb you, they said, and Jungguk just turned his grip to the steering wheel tightly, ignored Tae, and focused on driving. He stopped at a local cafe to grab a coffee for himself. He desperately needed one, otherwise he might throw out of the car. You want some coffee? He said, and opened the door and put one leg outside. No thanks, they said, and Jungguk grit his teeth and slammed the door shut before driving harshly. What is wrong with you? They hissed when his body slid sideways. What's wrong with me? You are acting like I was cheating on you, he snapped. I just don't want coffee. Where did cheating come from? I'm not stupid, they. Clearly you are. Because I don't care if you cheat on me or not. Do whatever you want. They huffed. Stop being such a Jungguk. You are being unreasonable. I don't do such things. They glared at him. I'm not being unreasonable. I already told you they. I know Jungguk, and I am not saying anything. I said it's alright, they said calmly. But you don't trust me. He gritted his teeth, and they bit his lips and told him what he had been waiting for here. I do. I trust you, they said, and Jungkook visibly relaxed and glared the hand that was on their thighs. He squeezed his hand and felt it relax under his touch, feeling that thing was going good between them. They wanted a future with Jungkook, with a happy that he was having the same thought. They smiled, squeezing Jungkook's hand lightly. They got out of the car as Jungkook parked in the garage and made their way toward the mansion. They tagged along because he was still holding their hand. He was busy gasping at the huge mansion that was only for two people. What do you think it is? They asked, and Jungkook. He glared at him and then shrugged. I don't know, but it's something important, obviously, he told him, and they nodded and tried to meet his step that opened the door of the mansion. The interior was luxury, an out part of the house. All his eyes had been seeing mansions, but hadn't seen one so beautiful like this. They truly fell in love with this house. Reaching the hallway, they removed his eyes from the ceiling and looked at three people sitting on the couch in front of him. His in-law was sitting facing him, but the third person, his back toward they looked at him, and Jungkook informed, who was looking ahead himself too. Jungkook, his mother spoke breathlessly, and their weird expression on her face. Was everything alright? Why did they look so grim and worried? Mom is everything, but he couldn't take a word out of his mouth as the third person was stood up and faced them. Their young mouths were open, and a gaps of hair were entered, chilling their bones. Skin, the words shook in front of his eyes. They sniffed. His body got rigged as his eyes fell on the figure in front of him. Anger, hurt, pain, all those emotions were inside, giving birth to anxiety. They didn't even care how his hand was with a painful grip of his husband, and it was hurting. Hello, brother. The eyes open, and he looked at the person who's supposed to be with him, love him, and give him the happiness that they deserve. They stared at the person who never got to do those things, and just a stranger now. His heart raced, and anger was drilled in his eyes that refused to cry. There was not that. Jungkook gripped on his hand tightly, and they felt his anger and betrayed through his small touch. His head shook with him, and he had a fear idea that it was on the verge of, and they intertwined his finger and squeezed his hand, but the little movement wasn't unnoticed by his brother, who betrayed him.